The Butch and Sundance movie was just a huge flop.
Minty Kraken. Ooh, you got the Sergeant Slaughter too.
Somebody offered me $100 for everything. I'll give you $200.
Place is burning down.
Place is burning down.
You can grab one.
Geez.
So I did promise you a fun little giveaway, so let's go ahead and get into that.
That's gnarly.
I think my favorite shelf in your whole basement is this monster shelf right here. What is this Frankenstein right here?
That is the Mobius reissue of the Aurora Big Frankie.
So it's more recent?
Early 2000s.
Okay.
I want to say like 2006, 7, something like that.
Do you have any of the Aurora models? Is that what these are?
Yeah, those are all original Auroras.
That's cool.
Those are actually ones my dad built and gave to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like when he was a kid?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. So he's always been into it too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Of course, you have the Munster coach. It's a pretty tough one to find, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's super. I actually found that locally.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So this is my friend Tim, and Tim has a massive vintage toy collection that takes up his entire basement. With it being a holiday weekend, I thought this might be the perfect opportunity to release a little bonus video so I can make a pretty big announcement. Now, if you follow me on other social media, you probably already know what the announcement is, but if you don't, I won't make you wait for it. On August 18th, Tim and I are going to be hosting our own vintage toy show right here in Greenfield, Indiana at the Hancock County Fairgrounds. I'll link the event page in the description, but it's all booked up, ready to go, and I am super excited about it. So we're going to spend a little more time exploring Tim's collection, but I am going to break into this video 2 more times. 1, to tell you exactly what you can expect were you to attend this toy show, and 2, again, since it's a holiday weekend, I think it'll be fun, maybe right now, to do a little giveaway. Something that might be fun for you fellow vintage toy lovers, so make sure you stay tuned.
And the Rude Ralph in the box.
That you passed on.
I know.
Snapped up.
I think you were there first, weren't you? Or did I walk right by it?
I can't remember. I think you walked by it and then you
Daggone
went
it.
back and I had already bought it.
I didn't know I walked by it. That
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah. And I was like waving it at you. I'm like,
Oh, man. All right, here's a biggie down here. How close are you on this one?
On over the top.
Yeah.
I'm 1 figure away.
Does he ever show up on eBay or anything?
Oh God, don't get me started. There's one guy that just posted a pretty decent one, and he wants like probably 2 or 3 times more than it's actually worth right now. So it's kind of hurting my feelings.
Just let it sit for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the pocket power.
The extra skeleton that I found in a box of stuff.
Oh, nice.
And put him inside one of those candy coffins.
Yeah, like what was that called? Like Mr. Bones or
Yeah,
Dr. Bones or
Mr.
something
Bones.
like that?
Yeah.
I remember those. This is one of my favorite movies ever when I was a kid. Flight of the Navigator.
I have another one of those posters if you want it.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll hook you up. Yeah, Paul Rubens was supposed to do Horror Hound, and he had to cancel, and it was probably right around the time that he got diagnosed with cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So I was always like hoping, because he never came out and said he had cancer as far as I knew.
Yeah.
And I always kept hoping that he would do another Horror Hound, and I was going to get that, and then my ventriloquist dummy Pee Wee signed.
Yeah.
'Cause it's signed by what's his name? Mark. I always forget his last name. The guy who played Francis.
Oh, okay. That's funny.
My parents got me that for Christmas in 2020.
Finally, after decades.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would love to get one of these at some point.
I went from not having anything to having the whole set in like a month.
That's pretty tricky, isn't it?
Well, I mean, that Western Cafe, that's the tough piece.
Yeah. Talk about that for a second. That's a good one.
Yeah, so the Western Cafe was actually just a reissue of the Star Wars Cantina playset.
Oh, so the Cantina came after?
The Cantina came first.
First, yeah.
Yep, and then the Western Cafe.
Oh, I thought that came first.
No, like a year later, they reskinned the Star Wars Cantina playset.
Okay.
And they sold it as the Real West Western Cantina. The Butch and Sundance movie was just a huge flop. So they were going to attempt to just kind of, incorporate other Western names like, Billy the Kid and stuff like that. So they were going to make new figures of, Billy the Kid. There's like 3 new figures I think they were going to introduce for the line. I can't remember who they were exactly. But they actually, on the box, they actually show the Billy the Kid figure. there.
Yeah, I had that backwards. I knew that it was tough, but...
Yeah, this came out in 78. That came out in 80, I think.
Okay.
But they introduced the Butch and Sundance line in 79 when the movie came out. And that was... Everything came out in one wave, and then that was like the second wave. But they canceled the line. I guess they must have been too far down the design process and just went ahead and released that. So, yeah, it's super, super difficult to find.
These never show up in boxes. Like, it's always just parts and stuff.
Very seldom.
That's crazy.
So what you're seeing in Tim's basement is a small sampling of the types of items you might expect to find at our show. The event is called Hoosier Collecticon. Once again, it is on August 18th, 2024 at the Hancock County Fairgrounds in Greenfield, Indiana. Now, I think collecting in any form is wonderful, but what Tim and I decided to do to set us apart is to focus on exactly what we love, and that is vintage toys. Since this is our first of what we hope to be an ongoing show, we're starting off in a smaller space with plenty of plans for expansion. So in order to maximize that smaller space, we are completely focusing on toys from the 50s through the 90s. Once again, nothing against modern stuff whatsoever. We just want to use the small space that we have to create an awe-inspiring event for like-minded collectors, people that enjoy the same sort of thing, and create something that we can be super proud of. So that's where we are right now. Once again, I will link everything in the description, but definitely stick around because we do have that giveaway to talk about here in just a few minutes.
And the Condor.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
Oh, and the Switchblade up there. That was from you.
Okay. What's the tough one that you just got?
The one right below you in the case.
Okay.
Laser canned.
Is that the toughest one from the whole line?
Yeah, and so the cartoon had ended. Kenner had canceled the line, and like it was something like 6 months or a full year later that they released that.
Okay.
So everybody was over mask, and it just didn't sell. They probably just did, one release of it, and it was done. So probably had a couple months on the store shelves.
Right. Is that the whole line then?
No.
This is one I never got into.
Mask is one of those things where I'll pick it up if I find something for the right price.
Right.
I have no super desire to complete the line. I think I had maybe one or two pieces, small pieces. Like I had the Condor, and I always wanted the Hurricane, the 57 Chevy, because my dad was always a 55, 57 Chevy fan.
And then, of course, the best toy ever made. The big box Inspector Gadget.
I got on eBay, and they just weren't selling strong, and I made an offer on one. I think I paid $150 for that one.
Jeez. Yeah, it's a lot like Turtles. Like, I hate how many accessories are with everything.
Right. Yeah, there's so many accessories. You can't even display them with the accessories.
I know. It's so annoying.
I have, bags of their accessories set down here. I'm just like, all right, well.
Maybe eventually. It was the Shazam that was giving it time.
Yeah.
That's that one, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Is that the toughest figure in that line?
Cyborg is probably the toughest, and I got him fairly early. So I'm like, oh, it's going to be all downhill from here. And
right.
That last, 3 figures that I needed took me, a solid year to track them all down.
It's that stupid cape right there.
Yeah. Well, the cape's so fine that the clip on it always breaks. So finding one with the cape, is always tough. Had the car and the box listed together on eBay, and we negotiated back and forth for about an hour on it. Ended up grabbing it. So yeah, no figures. He's like, I don't know what I did with the figures, but I got the car and the box.
That's pretty
all right,
awesome.
cool. Well, I needed to complete my set, so.
And of course, Magnum PI. That's a toughie.
Yeah.
That's one I'd really like to have. I don't know if I could ever pay up for it though.
I mean, finding one outside of buying it online is really tough.
I think at this point the only thing that we're probably competing on would be Mad Balls.
I don't even think we're competing at this
Not
point.
Not really, but if we both walked into a show and saw the soccer ball,
yeah,
we'd probably freak out.
Yeah.
If there was only one.
I'd snap it up and then rub it in your face. Vice versa. I'd hope vice versa.
Those are sweet right there, the glasses. Yeah.
They all came from one garage sale, probably half of them.
Like all the LJNs here?
Yeah. I freaked out, and I had a early meeting the next morning, so I'm like, oh God, I need to get to this garage sale, but I've got a meeting, so I literally had my my headphones on and I'm sitting in a meeting, like standing out in front of this garage sale, and there was like probably 30 people there lined up just to get all the wrestling stuff that this guy had.
Yeah.
And I had called people. I had called some friends. I'm like, you got to meet me at this yard sale. Like, I'm going to get there super early.
That's
like,
a smart way to do it.
And I had people run a block for me to get me in there so I could get them. And I got them. I like went in, walked straight over to them. I saw the bin, walked straight to the bin, like grabbed everything, threw it in the bin. I was like, how much? And the lady's like, well, somebody offered me $100 for everything. I'll give you $200. She's like, okay, sold. So I got all the wrestlers. Get home, pull them all out. Everything's complete. They'd literally been taken off the card and like set on a shelf. You could tell because they had just like a thin layer of dust on every figure.
Right.
Not a single mark on any of them. They were all just perfect. And yeah, I ended up getting like 40 of them complete, nice.
And that's most of these then?
Yeah, like I kept all of the ones from that garage sale. I still have them. Yeah.
That's awesome. Was that Ohio?
That was in Cleveland, yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a Jake the Snake with his snake in person.
Yeah.
It's got to be pretty tough. Ooh, you got the Sergeant Slaughter too.
I do have the Sergeant Slaughter.
Was that part of it?
No.
Okay.
No. So the Sergeant Slaughter is actually a Hasbro figure, not an LJN figure.
Right.
And I got that one in a toy show. Had to, unfortunately, pay up on that one.
Yeah.
But he's really nice. There's not a scratch on him. He's just got some of the typical mold spots.
Minty Kraken.
Yep.
With the box. So that's the whole line of those.
Yep.
I think this is one of my favorite pieces that you have.
The
knockoff.
Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm. That is so cool.
Yeah, I freaked out when I found that. I was like, whatever you want, take my money.
Anything Rockafire Explosion is awesome.
I don't have a lot of Rockafire.
I don't either.
Stuff.
It's hard to find anything.
This was, I think I showed you this. This one, I thought it was like super cool.
Yeah,
the like
cool.
Knockoff magical car, Knight Rider car.
I love stuff like that.
But I like it's got like the silhouette of nondescript silhouette of Michael Knight on it. Like, I just don't give him facial features.
Yeah,
we won't get busted.
Knight Rider had some great knockoffs. All right, what's your absolute favorite piece?
Hard to say.
Place is burning down.
Place is burning down.
You can grab one.
Geez. I can grab one piece.
Yeah.
That's just going to be tough. That would be tough.
And you can change it later. They're like, right now, it's on fire.
Okay, well, I'll grab Inspector Gadget just so I can start bragging rights over you.
There you go. That's a good one.
All right, so I did promise you a fun little giveaway, so let's go ahead and get into that. I wanted to do something to kind of fit the theme. I'm a fan of vintage, I'm a fan of rare, and I'm a fan of action figures. So I kind of looked around my collection room, and this little fella right here popped out at me. Now, if you don't know, this is an LJN Tiger Shark. LJN's the same company that brought you the Thundercats, have a similar action going on there. This particular character is called T-Ray. It's a pretty scarce little line. You don't see him very often. If you can find him with accessories, then you really have something special. But even just in loose, incomplete condition like this, it's about a $150 action figure. And one of you can win this guy right here to maybe jumpstart your collection, maybe help finish a collection, maybe just to have something fun, a little memento. But all you got to do is leave a comment on this video. Maybe tell me what your favorite toy show find ever was. Or if you've never been to a toy show, maybe something that you would like to find at a toy show. What's your holy grail item that you would love to run into at some point, maybe? 1 week from today, on June 3rd, 2024, I will choose a comment from down below. I will pin that comment and leave a reply. Make sure you check back at some time during that day. It'll have instructions to claim your cool little prize right here. After June 3rd, 2024, the giveaway's already over, so make sure you take note of that. But this is going to be worldwide, so even if you're not here in the US, go ahead and try your luck because you have just as good a chance as anyone else. So start commenting and good luck. That is all I got for you this time. As always, I want to thank you so much for watching the video. But until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. Love ya. Bye.